Good day everyone and welcome back to another video. And what a video we have for you. We see Biddy's eggs beginning to hatch. And then on top of that we have Mindy laying her very first egg. And we have some lovely footage of her doing that, so look forward to that. And I want to take this opportunity just to say thanks to everyone for sticking with the 2 weeks that I wasn't posting. My exams are finished so I can start getting all these videos back up and running. So if you are enjoying the videos, please like and subscribe, as that helps YouTube show more people my videos. So we start our story again with Miley feeding Biddy, the ever scruffier looking Biddy. I have mentioned in previous videos that she seems to be getting scruffier and scruffier, and we are a little concerned about her health, but it doesn't seem to be slowing her down any. So on the 4th we saw Biddy just incubating her eggs and being fed, which is all she's been doing lately. So what happened in box 2 over at Mindys? Well, she completed her nest on the previous day on the 3rd, and she's been lining it with feathers and making sure it's perfect for the incoming eggs that she is planning to lay. So she is quite a bit behind Biddys Nest. Biddy's eggs are due to hatch in the next couple of days, and she is only laying her first egg in the next couple of days. So there is a huge time difference, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out between the two nests, as Mindy is quite a couple of weeks behind Biddy. But she doesn't seem too concerned by that, and she spends the rest of the 4th bringing in loads of soft material and lining the nest with it. And that brings us to the end of the 4th. But on the 5th, it's actually quite an interesting start to the day. So we see Biddy continuing to incubate her eggs, but we have an unwelcome visitor of another blue tit, and this blue tit obviously isn't Miley. And if I was to guess, I would guess this would be Mork from Mork and Mindy. And I'd say Mork's curiosity is just getting the better of him. But watch on the inside how it played out. Look at Biddy's reaction. Some real interesting behaviour there, and that is actually how blue tits try to defend their nests from intruders. But thankfully it doesn't seem to bother Biddy too much. And I don't think the other bird meant any harm. I think it was just the case of curiosity getting the better of it. So over at Mindy, we see her waking up on the 5th. But this morning plays out a little different than previous mornings. Just look what happens next. We are actually watching Mindy lay her egg. Just look at her pushing the egg out. Even more comes in a minute to try to feed her. But you can see she is just too busy to take her mind off laying her egg. She doesn't even take the food off him. I've never seen that before. And with one final push, her egg is laid. And as she fixes herself up for the incoming day, just take a look when she moves. You actually catch a glimpse of the egg. And there it is. Mindy's newly hatched first egg. And indeed, what a privilege it was to actually see that egg being laid like that. So when we see her leave, you can see that she has done a pretty good job of trying to cover the egg. They do this especially with the first couple of eggs, or even right up until they start incubating, to try to hide the egg from predators or anything looking in the nest hole. And indeed, anytime I see an egg being laid, it always amazes me, and my head always goes to that every bird you see out there started its life like this. In a little nest, hidden somewhere, an egg was laid, and that is the bird you're seeing there in front of you, or on your feeder. They all started the same way. For me, there's something very special about that. But surely that must be it, I hear you say. Well, no, there's a lot more to come in this video, and bringing to the 6th, we head straight over to Biddy's. And watch how she looks down at her eggs when she's given her food by Miley. That's a sure sign that these chicks are very close to hatching. She must be hearing them chirp, as that's behaviour she would do when they are hatched. Let's look at it again later on. She gets the food and then looks down as if she's about to feed a chick. These chicks must be seriously close to hatching, and indeed they were. Not 20 minutes later, just listen. Biddy lets out an unusual call and seems quite excited. And here we have our first chicks of 2020. These chicks have only moments hatched, as you can see the egg still on that chick's head. And Miley is straight in with some food to try to give them their first feeding. And just listen to that call. That's a call the parents' birds do to try to coax the young chicks into raising their heads and gape for food. This can prove tricky for some birds to actually begin feeding their chicks. Sometimes they find it quite hard to make the baby birds gape. And I've often found that the females are a whole lot better at it than the males. The males seem to struggle with this quite a bit. We saw Miley there take one of the eggshells there, and they should eat these eggshells to replace some of the calcium, especially where the mother is concerned, that was used during egg laying. And what isn't used will be taken out of the nest like Miley did and brought quite a distance from the nest before being dropped. As if they just threw it straight outside the nest, it would attract predators, and predators wouldn't be long catching on to search around the area that they find all the eggshells. And here we have Miley at it again, trying to feed the chicks. He seems hugely interested in his new chicks, and why wouldn't he be? And here he is again, tidying up that nest and taking those eggshells out. And here we see Biddy coming back in. And it's important that she keeps incubating for the eggs that haven't hatched yet. And indeed, the eggs that have hatched, that are now chicks, need to be kept at a certain temperature. They can't regulate their own body heat yet. They're only very, very small little things. So the feeding is primarily going to fall on Miley's head, at least for the first week or so. Just look at him here as he did last year. Watch closely as Miley's feeding the young. And with that, I'm going to leave the video here. So look out for the next video. They're going to be coming a little bit quicker now that I'm out of college. So make sure you've subscribed and make sure you've hit that little bell notification, and you'll get a notification anytime I upload, so you won't miss any uploads. So I'll leave you with the new parents trying to get their chicks to feed. Thank you. Bye bye.